Thanks for joining us. You're watching Tech Report. I'm Bridie Barry. Well, Juniper Networks has just released its annual mobile threats report, showing the rapid growth and evolution of mobile malware into a profitable business for attackers. Let's get some more on this, and we are joined by Greg Bunt from Juniper. Thank you so much. Firstly, this is the third annual study. What have you found now in terms of the amount of mobile malware out there?
So I think, good morning. So I think the first thing we've seen is a significant increase in the amount of malware over the last 3 years, right? As this emerging market has grown, we've seen it grow now that there are more than 250,000 malicious apps available in the wild, ready to perform some sort of malicious attack against a mobile device. What
sort of growth is that in percentage terms?
So it's about a 600% growth year over year. So it's pretty significant given now we're coming off a reasonably solid base of installed customers, and as the number of devices grow in the mobile space year over year, we're looking in 2017 timeframe to well over 1 billion mobile devices on a year over year basis.
And of course we're using these so much more and more for everything. Which operating systems though are more the target of the attackers?
Sure. So the attackers go where there's a very clean sight to money. And at the moment that's much more in the Android operating system environment, and well over 90% of that malware is targeted at the Android market.
And why is that? Is that just because users aren't updating the operating system?
So interestingly, it seems first thing it follows the Northern Hemisphere gift giving season. So when someone gets given a device, for example, they might go out and look for their newest application. The housekeeping part they probably don't focus on. They don't get there and focus on the let's upgrade the operating system or some of those fundamentals. And in doing so, they expose themselves to some risk, and the majority of that risk is targeted at the Android market.
And so what is Apple doing right then, that they're only a small percentage of the target?
Sure. So they have what they call a walled garden approach, which is they own the security component. It's very restrictive. They don't allow what Android might when it comes to newer applications, which means they're responsible for the security outcomes on the device. And in the Android market, it's a much more freer market. People can install the applications. They're less vetted maybe than what they might be in the Apple environment. So there's a difference between those two, but ultimately, whether you're on an Apple device or you're on an Android device, it's important to make sure that your security posture is set well at all times.
In terms of the malicious malware, tell us what are some of the things that we might see on our phones then?
Sure. So if you go from the very fundamental basic things like subscribing to, you might get an SMS or a premium SMS, and it might be a very straightforward $10 shot. It shows up on your bill, and they've managed to extract $10 from you. So that's a fundamental piece. Not so much in the Australian market because the telcos largely protect you or refund you in that case. But if you look more at the more insidious piece, you might see something like your online SMS credentials from your financial institution being stolen real time, and then that information being relayed, and then people siphoning that money out of your bank account.
So in terms of businesses, what should they be doing? Because obviously bring your own device is really on the rise.
Sure, and Bridie, it's a tough one because you get the benefits of bringing your own device, so you get the cost synergies, you don't have to manage it, you get the innovation at a great rate. The challenge being is that you don't get the security component to it unless you inform your BYOD users that they should keep their device up to date, because if you do keep your device up to date, over 70% of this malware disappears immediately. So just some very fundamental housekeeping things will actually deliver a very positive security outcome.
I was reading that 3 out of 5 of this mobile malware comes from China or Russia. Is that correct? And what's being done to try and stamp it up?
Sure. So there's a very long list of places where malware could come from, and I don't think it really matters whether you come from China or Russia. The fact is you're still being attacked, and whether you get attacked by the 15th country or the number one, you're still being attacked. So I think the overall security posture is important. Wherever there's money, people will try and extract that money. So make sure you protect yourself against that.
Really appreciate your time for taking us through the findings. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you.
Greg Bunt there from Juniper Networks.